Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and we have the Oknife Splint, the N690 version and the S35VN version in titanium frame lock. These knives were sent to me by Q-Ball. Thanks again, brother. You know I appreciate it. So the liner lock version first. We have a clip point stone washed blade. Good looking stone wash. G10, very well done G10. I believe Kaiser is doing the OEM work, and we already know Kaiser is doing an incredible job in 2021. I mean, they were doing an incredible job before that, but they have been killing it. The reverse flicking action on this is really nice. Basically a false shut action. I mean, it's very drop shutty. The flipper tab is up nice and high from the pivot. Lots of leverage. The detent is very well tuned on this one. Now this one is a little different than this one, and we'll get into that. But the reverse flick, I mean, the hole, not too tight in there, but this is a very small knife. I don't think you guys understand how small this is. Everybody I heard that I've seen talk about these said it was way smaller than they thought. Just to give you an idea, here is a PM2. It is a lot smaller than I thought. I really thought it was bigger than it was. And not even just in length, but just in all dimensions. Like, it is a lot smaller than I ever would have thought. So when you get it out, it's like, whoa, that's a small knife. I mean, I can literally hide it in my hand. But even though it is that small, the action's pretty good for the reverse flick. The front flip on this one is really good. The detent is well tuned on all forms of deployment on this liner lock version. Thumb flick. Access to the lock bar, really generous. I like that. In the hand, it's about a 3-finger knife. You got nice jimping back here. Geometry. A little thicker than I would prefer, but it's still okay. It's decent. It's okay for just a basic EDC knife. Access to the lock bar, like I said, very generous. The drop, very smooth. Deep carry clip that is not reversible. And we have lots of milling on the inside. Lock up. Very solid. Let's check out this frame lock version now. One of the biggest difference between this one and that one is the front flipping action. So we'll start off with the other deployments and then I'll show you. So the flipper tab, very, very nice. Same thing, lots of leverage, very well tuned for the flipper tab. Reverse flick, also very, very nice. The lock bar access is really generous. Again, very comfortable, nice and smooth. Not quite as false shut action as that one, but still very, very smooth. And that's on this example. And then you can hear the detent. You can hear how strong that detent clicks into place, which is going to go to why the front flipper, if you touch this lock bar on this example, you cannot use the front flipper. I mean, you have to make sure you either pull your fingers back or just, you know, I hold with the pinky down here and just don't let these two fingers touch that lock bar. Also, you have the flipper tab right there. So if you go up too high, you'll prevent yourself by hitting the flipper tab when you go to deploy it. So you want to hold a little bit down. And you can deploy it every time, and you do get used to it pretty quick. At least I did. However, it's a little frustrating because when you first get it, you're squeezing it, and you're like, I can't get it. And you're just trying really hard. Because, you know, the detent is so strong on this one that when you touch that lock bar, it locks the detent in place. Because that click, that's the detent falling in the hole. So if you touch this spot right here, you're locking the detent into the hole, which makes it impossible to come out. All the other forms of deployment are fantastic. The thumb flick, you can even do that. But once you get to this front flipper, you have to keep your fingers off that lock bar, and then it works just fine. So you adjust and you get used to it, and you know, you figure it out pretty quick. The titanium is contoured really nice, very soft. Again, 3-finger knife, 4-finger with the choil, nice jimping. Pinch grip feels nice and comfortable. Everything is nice and soft and knocked down. The clip seems like we'll see, but seems like it'll be okay. It is internal stop pins. Yeah. Internal stop pins, which I do like to see. So that's going to add to the strength of this thing. Ooh, I got a little tiny bit of lock rock. Yep, a little bit of lock rock. Not much, but a little bit. Can you see it? You can hear it for sure. So that will, these are new. Cue Ball had just gotten them, so there's a good chance it'll just go away. There's a really good chance. There might even be oil on the lock face that can also make that happen. But another thing, it might just be, no, it's still going. You know, it just might need to break in. Sometimes, you know, a lot of times when you check lockup, when you first open a knife up, it's not a good indicator if you have a tiny, tiny bit. You know, because that might just possibly go away after one day of flipping. Let that lock bar, because every time you open it up, the lock bar goes over. So, you know, sometimes eventually the lock bar will just find a nice little tight spot for it, and, you know, everything will be just fine. But, you know, it is what it is, and we'll see if it comes out, you know. I'll continue to use it, especially after cutting. When you put stress on the blade, it puts pressure backwards, which lets the lock bar also break in. So it's good to use your knife and allow the lock bar to break in. So, but, you know, we'll see how it goes, and the review is coming soon. Very, very fidgety, though, and I do like them quite a bit. They are well built. You can feel the build quality with them. And there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.